Let's get started with our unit to help protect healthy ecosystems. In this first set of lessons, we really want students to begin to appreciate that people are part of an ecosystem in which they live, even if it's in a city. Our central mystery for this group of lessons, or phenomenon, is the patterns that we see on this map of trade routes between indigenous tribes in California. What did each tribe import, and what did they export? We'll see more of this a lot later. Lesson 1 begins with a pre-assessment to probe students' prior understanding. Then, we get a visit from Green Ninja, who introduces us to the challenge for the unit, to study the world around us. Students start to decorate their ecosystem notebook cover using drawings of nature or by affixing real objects found there. In Lesson 2, we analyze the results of the pre-assessment and then jump into looking at the trade routes map. What patterns do we notice? Why does it look this way? We'll analyze it more tomorrow, but first, we get some context about the Yurok tribe of Native Americans from a video. We start 6.3 by trading our ecosystem notebook covers, sharing why we decided to decorate it the way we did. Then, students figure out what goods did different tribes trade. Once we assign each group a tribe, they analyze its trading pattern using a provided data sheet and a worksheet. We build on Lesson 3 by asking students to think about which of the trade items that they saw do they think would have been most valuable for their tribe. And then in a whole class discussion, we consider why each good was abundant in some locations, what they used the goods for, and if students think they could still find that resource on their tribe's homeland today. We're going to make the connection between the environment and resources, and also that humans have changed many of these environments. In 6.5, it's time to introduce students to the ecosystem study that we'll do for the rest of the unit, and really focus in on how we can connect with nature. Green Ninja introduces the project, and then we'll ask students what an ideal study location might look like. But then, show them photos of an urban setting and remind them that they will find ecosystems everywhere. We set behavior and safety expectations for the project. Then, it's time to assign the homework. They have to choose their study site and make their first visit. In 6.6, we wonder how nature helps people in a modern city. We compare pictures of natural and urban settings. Then, we read short summaries of scientific research about the relation between nature and mental health. There's some surprising findings about nature's calming effect. For our exit ticket, we allow students to ask their own questions that they'd like to know about how nature affects us. Next, we want to know how can we become better observers for our nature study. We start with a 30-second survey where we prompt students to observe with their eyes for 30 seconds without writing. Then, they can record everything that they remember. We'll show a presentation with some practical tips about how to observe like a scientist, and then assign students homework to conduct their own 30-second survey at their ecosystem study location. In 6.8, we're continuing to figure out how to become better observers, and we'll use the Changes game to reveal some more tips for observing. Students will partner up, just like Mandy and Dewey on the slide. Mandy observes Dewey and then closes her eyes. Dewey makes a quick change to his appearance, and then Mandy has to notice the change. Then they switch. Did you notice Dewey's color change? After the game, the class debriefs about effective observation strategies. Should they be methodical and search from head to toe, or focus on areas that are vulnerable to change, like collars and cuffs in this game? Their homework is to return to their study location to observe with new eyes. Next up, we'll focus on resource availability.